Welcome back to Foundry Early Access. My name is Nilaus and we are here back in our glorious base. It's getting bigger and I put a lot of infrastructure in just to make it a lot bigger so that we can prepare for the next episodes. And I just wanted to do some testing and we are ready to dive on in to the next part. So what is the next part going to be in this game? Well, the best way to look at it is by looking at the tech tree. We filled out a lot of the tech tree. There's actually only a little bit left down here. There we go. So we only have Science Pack 5, and then whatever comes with Science Pack 5, there are some upgrades like this, and then there's a new pipeline and some Slack processing, and then it kind of runs out of more stuff to do. And then we can scale up and we can do other things and we can experiment and there's interesting things. But that is not what we're going to be doing now. We are going to work our way to get the Science Pack. So Science Pack requires the CPU that we did last time, then it requires robot parts, and it requires hydraulic pistons. With robot parts and hydraulic pistons, those are also things we need for the next iteration of build. So that will be what we're going to be working on today. We're going to be unlocking the Science Pack, and then we'll be next time we'll be stepping back and go into assembly lines, which is this part, which is absolutely amazing. But in order for us to get into assembly lines, we do need to have some robot parts and some pistons getting done. So those are the ones that we have to do. Here, the robot components, that's hydraulic pistons, and it is robot parts. So the first thing we look at robot parts is thermalite sheets. So that means we need to figure out how to do thermalite sheets, and that was actually something we did earlier. I have not shown it on camera, but I made it and I realized that it was not used for very much. So we're going to make this process. It needs an electric furnace, and this is what I built over here. So we have our warehouse here. This is our warehouse where we get the thermalite sheets and stuff inbound. And then we put it into a single arc furnace that can consume a monstrous 800 per minute. So that's more than a tier 3 belt. It is absolutely disgusting how much it can consume. But it also just outputs 10,000 per minute. So what I've done is I've just kind of scaled it up and said if this was working at full speed, it would output 800, or it would output 10,000. And I've done here 1250, so that's 1/8 of it is outputting 5 per minute. So you can see that it's consuming a lot. It definitely doesn't need to be this big, but 8 of these, so 8 times 5 is 40. So we can only make 40 sheets per minute. That's not a lot, but we have it. It's done. We have a little bit of a box here, so we have some sheets available. This needs to go on the bus-ish, does it? Yeah, it does need to go on the bus, right? Yeah, I think it does. Yes. So it actually needs to go on the bus in 2 different directions, I think. Okay, let's turn it the right way. Because we're gonna need it both forward and backwards. Because there's a little bit of room down here, so that's where we're gonna be building. Oh, that's actually perfectly aligned. There we go. It'll go and come back somewhere. So this space here is going to be for one of the first things we want to make of the new things, and that was what? Robot components? Yes. Hydraulic pistons. That should be easy. So that's just steel and low density dolomite. Alright, so let's build a design of that, and that's going to be over here. And I'm going to get steel in. So let me see. The best way to do that is by saying steel has to be here, so that is the closest it can be. This one will be steel. And we don't really know how many we need of these pistons. They are over there somewhere. Pistons, 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 pistons. Oh, right, they need liquids. So we need to get a liquid. There. And is that the right location? Yes. And there, a piston, 1 steel, and how much is it producing? It's producing 12 per minute. So let's call this 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 is a good number because that is the maximum number I can do for all of it. That's just somehow that has just become the maximum. Just decided from the beginning that 5 of anything will be enough for anything we want, and now I'm kind of stuck with that decision. This pistons also needs to go out in the bus, so go back. And the funny thing is actually that it is kind of colliding here. So maybe I need to Well, if I don't need this right now, then I don't think this is where I want to bring it. So, take this out. Perfect. I'm getting better at using the bulk loader to not delete the path below. Oops. There. And you can go out for a little bit more. Okay, so that is our pistons out. Then we are going to get, let's see. Let's see. This would be steel inbound, so we go steel here. We have a lot of stuff that we need to do here, and this will be a downslope. There. So that comes in. Then the next part is the liquid. Maybe I can turn these around. Nah, screw it. I need to get my... There, 7. Actually, that's fine. And here I'll make this, this, and this, and this. And sometimes we also have some build that I don't want to build too many times at once, so I'll be preparing it a little bit in advance. We're gonna get the iron in here, or the steel, sorry, and remove the rest of this line. Oh, that's gonna be a bulk. There we go. And outbound as well. So now the only thing we need is olomite ore, olomite gas thing. And what I've done, I've cheated a little bit, haven't I? That is here. So this is the olomite gas. And if we look at there, I need to figure out how much it needs for 5 of this. There, 5 is 360 times 5 is 720, and this is producing a lot of olomite gas, like a lot of olomite gas. This is not, oh hold on, it's not the gas, is it? I'm getting confused. No, low density. Oh, okay, well I've plenty of that. I actually have way too much of it. So let's adapt this one so that it only comes in from this side, which actually will be a perfect fit. And upon closer contemplation, I realized that I actually do need that, because 360 times 5 is 1800, and one of those was only producing 1500, so I just ended up building 2 anyway, which will be way overbuilding, but hey, rather overbuilding than underbuilding, right? So we'll drag this pipe over here and hope that it connects. We'll do the V key to see if there's any flow into it. Yes, now there's a flow. All right, so does that mean we get the stuff outbound? Yes, it does. That means we now have pistons available, and we'll make a little box for it as well out here. Then we can then go with the ins and outs, and there, and oops, there, and then of course constrain it so we don't overdo things. Cool, that was the first thing. All right, so the next build is going to be for the robot parts. There are 4 inputs, and we'll do it basically like we've done so many times before. I think we'll just do that. And do I want to make 5 as well? I think I'll just make 5, just because I don't know what else I would do, or what. Let's make 5. They're probably a bit slower, and they're probably not used for as much. So let's see. That's the robot parts. Let's see. They are probably also expensive to make. Let's see. Robot parts, thermalite sheets, advanced machinery parts. Okay, that's just stuff. And they only produce 6 per minute. So that becomes 30 of those. That's 1/4 of it. I think that makes sense. 4 and the magical 5. Then we will, of course, later on be able to upgrade addition. Oh, this is actually 5 inputs here. Or 4 inputs and 1 output. So we'll just get the output here, and that will be back on the bus as well later on. Right, so let's see if I can remember what comes in. Well, obviously I can't, since I'm going back and looking. It is, the first one is probably going to be the advanced, and no, the electronic components is the first one. So electronic components is here, and then the advanced ones are here, and then it's the boards. They are here, and then what's the last thing? That's a thermalite sheet, which doesn't exist yet. So we'll get that from here. So that's the Thermalite sheet, which is the stuff that I want to put on the bus. And I guess that's going to be put, on this bus. I might want to turn this one a little bit. Yeah. Because that's kind of going to be in the way, isn't it? It also very much is, but here's another issue with this. I'm going to... This is the Thermalite, which is going to be on this bus lane, and then the next one is going to come out, and that won't be able to cross through. Okay, so actually the answer is... This is getting this... There. Okay, this is the Thermalite plates. So before we make them into sheets, they are coming in as plates. There, and that just goes in here. Good. Then I will have this. Correct? Oh, what happened? Am I out of belt? No. Okay, so that is... That's going to be the bus belt for the robot parts, because we're going to need that. And that goes up. Right. And onwards. And happiness. But then I need... Oh, this is funny. Yeah, like this. Nope, actually not. It also just seems a little bit silly to get it on a bus line here. And... Yeah, it's not going to be a bus line. It's going to be like this. There we go. And do I want to trigger it? Yes. These ones go further. There's a lot of stuff to design and build in this episode. So that was the first one inbound. And then we were already identifying the other ones. That was here. So now we go downslope. Put in. And the other ones. Downslope here, downslope here. I love this bus design. One thing though, if you're deciding to copy it and you might think, you know what, I might as well just branch it off to the other side. Branching it off to the other side is surprisingly difficult, and I'll show you why. It's easy to place it here, but it's really difficult to place it on the other side, the splitter. So you really want the splitter on the side. And that's just where the sort of the handle on the splitter is located. That's the way it is. And that is funny how I just decided that should be the wrong way. Nope. There. And coming in. And we now have all the items inbound. Then let's do all the inputs. That's going to be input here. Let's make it symmetrical. Just looks better when it's somewhat symmetrical and level. Next one as well. Inbound, inbound. Is this probably going to be consuming way too many sheets compared to what we actually have available, but it's important. And then level 3 will be an outbound. Here, 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 and here. And that will also go into another box, because always need a box here. Swing and a miss. And the box. And this one will obviously be very much constrained because it's expensive stuff. Okay, so they're all working. That is great. What have we done now? We've done all the ingredients for the science. This science though is twice as slow as the other one. So we could make it, or we could make it with better assemblers. So we can either have 10 of those, or we can have 5 of those and just work on these assemblers. So I think I'm going to be wasting 5 assemblers here to make this science go fast. And so the science is the next thing we want to build, and I'm going to make it as close as we can again. as usual, and that will be in here, and that's one. And I'm gonna get, oh, no, we're gonna get the good ones, the new ones we just crafted here. Yes. And this will be final science pack. I know I can't support this, but it's just kind of the illusion of building it all at the same pace. And the other ones have, of course, filled up, stacked up, and are ready to go. But yeah, well, that is coming in, and then you're gonna go out. And then I'm gonna have to find a lane all the way back down here to get it back. But first, we need to hook up all the lines. This one will have to be the last one. That one. There. Pistons, pistons. Oh, that's not pistons. That is robot parts. And then I'll have here and here. Now I know how that's gonna work. Here. And that one, and that one, and there's a lot of this one and that one, obviously. Sorry, but that's we get the CPUs and we get the pistons inbound. Great. So we are actually making signs now. Well, shortly. Inbound. Inbound. I don't have a consistent pattern with where I do this, whether the shortest one is always first or the shortest one is always last. Yeah, you can see now that got messed up my acute lack of a system. And input, 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 and then go out, 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 and then of course I've forgotten the inner one. There we go. That's gonna be science. Now I need to find a way down here to bring it all the way back to the science facilities. And so we found a way to get it all the way in there. Luckily, happily, and there it goes. And we get a lot of research. And I'm just gonna be putting stuff in here. And I also found a few of these there. Good. All right, so this is now being brought home, and then the question is, of course, what is the most important research that we have available? Fracking tower, that's neat. We're gonna look into that. Inventory size, that's nice. Mining force 2, probably good. Well, it means that we can dig deep, even deeper with our mines of Moria. Pump jack efficiency, they're also just crazy expensive, right? And mining efficiency, pipeline, getting new stuff, we don't need that. Or, aha, 50% extra faster jetpack speed. Oh yes, that is definitely what we want. So this is chugging along, everything seems happy, they're just all busy. Let's have a look, tracing it all the way back here. If only we had faster jetpack speed, yeah? So here we have our 3 belts of science, the green, yellow, and now also the pink one. And you can see that there's a massive buffer here. So this will go all the way back, and I put the other ones into a box, or at least up to the green one, and then I kind of regretted it afterwards, and then it's just lifted out like this. But I don't think that actually works. Okay, here we go. We got the first one in. I have to split it and then sort of sneak it in on the side, and then go over here and sneak it in on that side. And that should get us exactly what we want. Let me just put in some extra of the red ones. And please work. Yes, we have 1% on the jetpack speed. So is brilliant. Now we have the final science pack. We have the pistons and the robo ports. Even though we don't robo components, even though we don't really need what they're for, we know actually, because you can see it up here that we can make a maintenance drone, or we can make torsos. That's robot parts, and we can make robot heads. That's a robot part, and there is an arm that's hydraulic piston and a robot part. And here there's a robot part and a hydraulic piston. Oh my god, we need a lot of robot parts compared to pistons. We just don't really need pistons, do we? Huh. I thought we'd need a lot of pistons for something, but this is like 1 and 1. Okay, so we definitely overbuilt our piston build. Oh well. And underbuilt our robot part build. Let's also have a look at how much this one is now consuming. This is consuming, there is no way in hell to know that. That is consuming, oh come on, I can't see the damn thing here. There, look at it. It's consuming, what does it say? 4. Okay, so it's only 4 per minute. 4, that is 20. And I'm producing 30. So there will be an excess of robot parts if this can keep going. But I'm not sure it can because of the Thermalite sheets. Those are expensive. So what we have is we have our Thermalite sheets, we have our robot ports, we have our robot component or pistons, and we have our science. Now, what is the next part? The next part is going to be super exciting because it's also going to be something completely new. That will be here, that the assembly lines. So we're going to be getting into assembly lines and making robots, and that's sort of a new kind of belt system, which is weird, but that's going to be for next time. So if you want to make sure you keep up to date with what's going on here on the channel, then be sure to subscribe. If you like this episode and this series, then be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment below for good ideas, bad ideas, thoughts, what you want to see more of, less of, and I'll continue this series all the way to the end because you seem to be interested and I am also interested. And then we also have a nice base that works, and then when new stuff gets added, I don't think I'm going to be starting over, and we can probably just continue from this as we progress. So thank you very much for following along. If you want to grab a hold of this awesome base and play with it yourself, then that is available to Patreon supporters. So thank you very much everyone who is supporting on Patreon, whether you do it for access to save games or you do it to support the channel and the work I do here. Very much appreciated. Until next time, take care and stay effective.